Hi everyone, Jennifer here. Welcome to the next installment of Reader Questions Answered. Since I started this series a few weeks ago, I've received a lot of questions. So I'm going to try to get through a lot of them today. This video might be in two parts because I don't want it to be too long. I know nobody has the time to sit and watch a really long video. Okay, so let's get started. Loves Rockers on YouTube asks, do you keep track of how many extras you have? It sounds like it's almost bigger than your actual wardrobe. I'm so glad that you asked this question because a lot of people are confused as to the extras in the 10-item wardrobe. And once you are in the mindset of having a capsule wardrobe, once you are there, you're in it, you're not going back, you're not, fooling yourself, you will embrace it wholeheartedly, and that includes extras. So you're not going to have 10 core items in your wardrobe and then hundreds of extra items, like hundreds of t-shirts and hundreds of dresses and blazers and sweaters and everything. No, you're going to have a capsule collection of all of these things. I probably have 5 or 6 t-shirts. I probably have 3 blazers because I love my blazers. I think I have 2 winter coats. I'm not going completely overboard in the extras department and having hundreds of accessories. It's an entire lifestyle switch. It's just embracing the entire thing all as one and not going crazy in one area. It's about having a well-balanced wardrobe. Okay, next question. So since I did my latest orchid video last week, I received dozens of questions asking what orchid food do I use. I did show you in one of my older videos that I use Schultz orchid food, which I have definitely used in the past, and I'm now also using this one called Grow More. So it says UREA free 20-10-20, and that's apparently good for Phalaenopsis orchids. So there you go, Grow More orchid. And I've also used Schultz in the past. While we're on the subject of orchids, Patricia in Connecticut asks, beyond snipping off dead blooms, what are the atmospheric conditions in which orchids thrive? I've never attempted them since I don't have a greenhouse. I'm presuming you don't either. Okay, thank you, Patricia, for your question. No, I don't have a greenhouse, and you do not need a greenhouse to grow orchids. All you need is some natural light source in your room. Orchids do not like direct sunlight, so never have them in a window where the sun's directly going to be on them. But as long as you have a natural light source, it's fine. They don't like it when it's too hot or it's too cold, but room temperature is perfect for them. I actually have a lot of orchids in my bathroom, and my bathroom gets very cold at night because of all the tile. So they seem to thrive there, but they also have a natural light source. Orchids are easy, and that's why I like doing the video on them. You can do them. You don't need a greenhouse or a special green thumb. Anybody can grow them. So good luck. Okay, next. So Karen in Singapore asks about anxiety. She says, do you often get anxious? If so, how do you keep calm and relaxed? This is such a great question. Yes, of course I get anxious. I get anxiety just like the next person. But here's how I deal with it. It's all about the present moment. It is about the present moment and nothing else. So when I find myself getting anxious, and usually when you're anxious, in your head you are catastrophizing. You are projecting that something is going to go wrong. So your mind creates a story that you believe, even though it's not necessarily true, and then you get yourself all worked up, hence the anxiety. So my recommendation is, if you have a lot of anxiety, is to always bring yourself to the present moment. And chances are you're still breathing, you're still there, things are fine in that present moment, and just stay with it. Sometimes we self-sabotage with worrying and thinking about the worst case scenario for every situation. But just breathe, be yourself, be present, and that will help get rid of your anxiety. It really has worked for me. Okay, Amy asks, hi Jennifer, I've been meaning to ask you, do you have a favorite source to check for relatively current French films that might be available through Netflix or Amazon? I recently watched Shall We Kiss, which you once mentioned, and I love it. I'm looking forward to more films like that. I adore French cinema. This should come as no shock to you. I love it. I love it. It's my favorite. And I actually subscribe to TV5 Monde, which is available through Time Warner Cable, my cable company. So I know that this is not going to be available for everybody, but if you have cable, check to see if they offer TV5 Monde. I have to pay a little bit more extra a month for it, but for me it's worth it because I get to see all of the current French films, French television. It keeps me up on my toes. There's a show on there called Nec Plus Ultra, which is just like a luxury half-hour show that shows wonderful things in France and around the world. So I highly recommend TV5 Monde. That is where I get all of my current French fixtures for movies. If you don't have it, I would check out TV5 Monde's website and see what the current French films are, and then maybe you could rent those via Amazon or Netflix. Okay, so I'm going to sign off now, and I'm going to shoot part 2, which will be next week. And I just want to thank you again for all of your questions. So I'll see you soon on the Daily Connoisseur.